Welcome back again to the perfect ban list. YouTube comments have voted with your upvotes on the top comments to ban Samorglink 3, ban Fairy Tale Snow, ban Secret Village. All main deck effect monster dangers have been limited to 1. That was surprising to me. And also, this was crazy, you actually upvoted a top comment, Sword Soul to be unbanned. So we removed from the deck type Sword Soul. And is it now going to dominate the tournament? Is it going to ruin the perfect ban list? Are you going to have to reban Sword Soul? Please make sure you vote below on the top suggested comments of what we should unban, ban, restrict, unrestrict. And with that said, Hajime! Perfect ban list. The community has banded together to create the perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list, encompassing everything we love in Yu-Gi-Oh! Powerful cards, interactivity, and perfect balance. But of course, we won't get it perfect on the first try, and that's where you come in. Initially, the ban list is created by Twitch chat. After every episode, it's up to the top 3 most liked YouTube comments with one big change to help improve the ban list. This could be anything from unlimiting, limiting, forbidding cards, or even banning entire deck types. Now, let's embark onto the perfect ban list. Now we got Virtual World. What does Virtual World make if they do not have VFD? That will be interesting to see. Getting Qinglong into the graveyard is a #1 priority of the deck, as it allows us to search for any card from our deck that is going to be a Virtual World monster. Getting the driver into the graveyard so the Gamma is still activatable, that's fine. Lili is going to be adding a Qinglong, which will be setting up a Chuchi. Chuchi will pop a card in the field. We're now going to be making a Zulkin. Zulkin, if you set a card, activates to summon a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. We're going to be using Effect Veiler to negate. So we would have been setting up a monster negate, and that has now been disrupted. Now we could use the Qinglong as we set it to trigger the Zulkin to set up the Chuchi. Chuchi is nuts. Chuchi is going to be continually popping cards. Target the Chuchi to send the Nyan to reborn the Lulu to then trigger the effect of the Nyan to summon itself onto the field as a tuner. Tuner. What are we doing with all these tuners? We're going to use the Kwa Zanwu, discarding the Crossout Designator to summon a level 6 non-tuner. Okay, maybe we could do something with this. I'm curious. We're exceeding into a Beatrice. Beatrice could send any card from the deck to the graveyard, sending a Shadow Beast. Generally, I would send the Water Enchantress, then banish it, grabbing the Adventure Engine cards, which I don't think are restricted in this tournament. Playing Shadow instead. Randomly drawing into Emergency Teleport, summoning a level 3 non-tuner from the deck to now make a Charge Warrior. Charge Warrior, level 6 non-tuner, draw a card. Now got Ghost Ogre to pop a card that activates on the field. And we got Shen Shen. Every card sent to the graveyard from the field, not from the hand or the deck, is going to be banished. So our only disruption is Chuchi. Chuchi pop plus the Ogre, and any card sent to the graveyard is banished from the field. Beatrice sending from the deck to the graveyard. A Havnis. Now, Tier Laments, the deck type is banned, but you could still play up to 2 tier cards in your deck and or extra deck. That's going to be a negate with the Call by the Grave, mate. I don't think so. Manish. What were you making? What were you doing, Hybrid? What was that? Very interesting. We got Shadow. We got Tier Lament. I like it. We got the Long Yun, discarding the Taya, come forth and summon. It goes to the graveyard because it wasn't sent from the field to the grave. We're going to use Chuchi to pop the token, returning 2 banished cards back into the deck. Follow-up Emergence, as we have not used up our normal summon yet. Taya is dangerous. Taya is going to be destroyed by the Ghost Ogre, but we still get a token on the field to use with our Long Yun. Now, before we make our level 10 Synchro, we could use the Vishuddha to spin a card in the field back to the hand. We're going to do that. We're going to spin back the Shen Shen, so the Long Yun goes to the graveyard, now making the Sinister Sovereign Long Yun. Sinister Sovereign Long Yun, if they activate Chuchi, you then banish Chuchi. So it counters Chuchi. If you special summon a monster, you also banish it. So this card is really good. How are we going to counter it? Chuchi's supposed to be the ultimate counter to counter anything, but now it's getting countered. Emergency Teleport onto the Lulu. Are we banishing it? No, we're not. We're triggering the Nyan, summoning it, but wow. Tuner. We couldn't exceed into a 3. Now, the card being banished is making the Chuchi activatable as we return 2 banished virtual worlds with different names to get poppin', but I already said, this counters the counter. So we're just gonna get Battling, taking out the Beatrice, leaving up the virtual worlds here. I can't believe he is in a lock right here. We do have a level 3 non-tuner. Send the Qinglong, but we need a card from a hand to discard to use the ability of the Qinglong to get search in. so we can't even Quing Long there. Now GG activating or resolving its effect during the end phase to add back a Lulu, so we could use the effect of the Quing Long next turn. Will there even be a next turn at only 5,600 life points? Taya, banish, summon a token. Chuchi, activate. You now burn for 1,200. I don't know if we were supposed to do that. Did we not know? We did know. What were we doing? Banish, 1,200, now down to 4,400. We can make a Baxia spin the entire field, and that is lethal damage. Sword Soul, you all decide to bring this back, not me. Now, thankfully, we don't have Sword Soul again. Fenrir is limited to 1, so Fenrir can't search Fenrir. Okay, we do have an Omni Negate with the Vortex Mate. What is this? World Legacy Scars. We're going to negate. Why did we negate this? All Mech Knights gain attack and defense. You could discard a Mech Knight or a World Legacy to draw 1 card. You could banish 8 Mech Knight with different names to then send your opponent's entire hand and extra deck to the graveyard. We didn't even want to wait for that to happen. Negate and destroy. Now the Thrust is activatable. Special summoning our Fenrir, summoning our Gursu, scooping it up. Let's hop in another duel. All right, that's fine. Let's go. All right, what is this? Now, Rocket Tracer is banned. I believe. Rocket is either banned, so you could play up to 2 rockets. I think Rocket Tracer is banned itself, so the other rockets are okay to play. So without Rocket Tracer, is this even good? I think Chaos Ruler is also banned. So no Chaos Ruler, no Rocket... No, you all did not ban Chaos Ruler? Are you out of your damn mind? What are you doing? You all are controlling the ban list, not me. Boy, this is a long turn. We're making Masquerena to link up during the opponent's turn, summoning a Chaos Ruler from the graveyard. We have a Monster Negate. We have Negate Anything. We have link up during the opponent's turn. We have about triple disruption. So all that for 3 disruptions. You know, modern Yu-Gi-Oh! If this was Dragon Link, he probably would have had 5 disruptions instead. So having 2 less is what the perfect ban list essentially did to this deck. Is that okay, or is it too much? Magician's Soul sending an illusion of chaos from the deck to the graveyard to summon itself onto the field to draw up to 2 cards, but I don't think we're going to allow it as we make a unicorn to spin it back in the deck. Begone, your draw 2. Regained, return the Chaos Ruler back into the extra deck to be used again next turn. Also draw 1. So there goes one of our disruptions. We have 2 more. Crescendo, Omni Negate. Now, what's crazy about Crescendo negating this is only 1 Triple Tactics talent can be activated per turn, but you're negating the activation. Thus, you could activate another one, but we don't have another one. Can't take control. We just have a Monster Negate, and then we're done. We don't have Fairy Tale Snow because that is banned. Thankfully, you all banned that. Making the Light Heart, searching for the field spell. I don't think so. We're negating. Negate the field spell search. We still have the right card, which could summon itself and then search for an arrival. We have Draco back, which could spin back any card in the field back to the hand. We're going to be searching for the Griffin Rider. The Adventure Engine is something else to consider for banning or restricting. You tell me. The Water Enchantress is naturally already limited to 1. We're going to be summoning our Griffin, which is our Omni Negate. We're going to be using the Draco back to spin back the bluffed Triple Tactics talent set. Right card for the Arrival. Arrival could reborn a monster from the graveyard, but it has to be, it could be any Scareclaw monster that you could reborn. We're going to be using the Arrival to arrive onto the field. Astra now making the Link 3 Tri-Heart. Tri-Heart could reborn a level 3 Scareclaw from the graveyard and search our deck for a Scareclaw, the Acro. Special summoning the Acro, making again another Tri-Heart. What the heck is going on here? Reborn the Acro, searching for a Scareclaw Kashtira, summoning onto the field. What is going on? This is getting boosted. It has triple attack, 3,900, attack, 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 and attack. Let's go. 4,200 attack. Everything's negated that we're attacking into. 2 more attacks. Attack again. One more attack. Attack again. Negate anything we attack into, and attack directly for game. But it's not game. We have Fogblade reborning the Rusty, blocking the final attack for game. Negate the Rusty, swing over it, and it's gone. 1,000 life, blink in red. Get ready. Now, any monster that's summoned onto the field that's not a Link monster will be forced into defense, and the Tryhard's unaffected from that monster. Otherwise, we have no disruption besides the Droll and Lockbird. Food Sector launch, which could reborn all of our rockets from the graveyard. Caliber and the Recharger are here. We're going to be discarding with Scales, sending a Phantom Knight from the deck to the graveyard. Harpour, banished to summon a monster from the deck. We're going to be linking this off into a Cherubini. Bini will send a level 3 from the deck to the graveyard, which could be a Watered Enchantress if we play that. We're going to be reborning the Galatea. We could use the Galatea to go into a Dingirsu to send a card in the field to the graveyard, drawing a card into the Grepher. We're now going to be locking you with the Droll and Lockbird. We can still use Galatea to return a machine back in the deck as we don't set up anything. Now making the Dingirsu on summon, send a card in the field to the grave. Goodbye to the Fateful Adventure. Bini sending the Skeleton, which we already activated. Triple Tactics talent taking control of the Tryhards. With the Tryhard, we're going to be making an access code talker. Is this a bannable card? We're going to be targeting in the opponent's graveyard, the Link 3 becoming 5,300, wiping out the field, taking out the Kashtira Scareclaw, banishing from the grave with the Orcus Nightmare to boost up the access code talker to 6,100 attack. We need different attribute links to further banish cards to get poppin'. Borland Dragon, which can attack every single body on the field, negate the Astra, reborn the Caliber, attack 1, attack 2, attack 3. Now, we're protected from battle destruction. Right? Wrong. There's no Fateful Adventure which protects it from battle destruction. Thus, it is destroyed. Open field, 8,000 damage, 2K with the Caliber, 6,100 with the access code talker. And just like that, J Boogie falling to Chaos Pile. I thought he had game. That Fogblade out of nowhere blocking the lethal attack? Let's go. Double set pass. So what we could have done is we could normal summon Ash, make an Almirage, then trigger the Parallel Exceed. But do we play Almirage? No Almirage. No Almirage. Okay. Labyrinth, which will turn your Welcome Labyrinth into a non-target pop a card in the field. Also setting up the big Welcome Labyrinth here. Claire is performing better than Jingyong with Topaz. Bro, I'm E6, S5. Are you sure about that? We're going to be using the big Welcome Labyrinth with the Ash Negate. So I did talk about what I like to do is I use Welcome Labyrinth to summon Lovely, then Lovely protects the big Welcome from being negated. Otherwise, they're forced to use the Ash on the Welcome Labyrinth. So, but sometimes they don't use Ash on it. That's why I do that play generally, because they don't like to use Ash on it. We're going to be summoning Our Lady using the field spell to take out the Myrmelio. Now, Myrmelio still is not negated. We're still going to be activating the effect, resolving it, I should say, to grab the Whole T. Now, Whole T could discard a normal trap to special summon itself onto the field, which it's going to. Then we could trigger the Parallel Exceed by making a link. Now, Whole T is a normal trap, which will be giving the lady the ability to chain to it to set up a big welcome to be used next turn. Now, when's the Ghost spell going to be used? We are going to be using the Terrors of the Overroot, sending the Whole T, summoning an Ash Blossom face down, and we never got to use the Parallel Exceed, triggering the effect of the Labyrinth to reborn a Fiend from the hand or from the graveyard onto the field, discarding Daruma to set up a Welcome Labyrinth, but we have no clock in the grave to add back to the hand. We're going to be using the big Welcome Labyrinth, chaining the lady to it. Now, you'd be thinking, why not Imperm? Well, first of all, she's untargetable, and if you Imperm lady, she chains to the Imperm, so we can't even Imperm after she activates, unfortunately. Setting up a trap, summoning for the deck. Are we going into Lovely, or are we setting up a clock play? We're going into the Lovely. Return the lady, trigger the Lovely, activate to pop a card in the field with her effect. After we popped a card in the field with the effect of the Labyrinth. Now, we could use Impermanence to negate her, but it's better we just leave. I'm out. The better trap deck won. I'm sorry. If you like trap tricks, it's a fun deck, it's a fine deck. It's just not as good as Labyrinth. And Labyrinth is getting more support soon, too. Ashuna is here. Now, Maxi's banned, Pata D is banned, Protos is banned. So let's see what happens. Taya banishing the Ashuna, Imperm negating the Taya. We could follow up with the Longyun. We could also tribute to dodge the impermanence, still get the token onto the field. Now, someone in the TCG got banned for having a Sword Soul token be viewable to the opponent before they duel, but wasn't playing Sword Soul. So Konami decided that they were deceiving players into thinking they were playing Sword Soul when they weren't. And I think they joked about it during a deck review profile, which further led to their ban. Come to me, discard the Taya, summon level 6, make a token. So I know you like Trap Tricks, but not enough to play it. But if you go to a TCG tournament with the Trap Tricks hat and t-shirt and you're not playing the deck, you may get banned. We got Vashuda special summon. We're going to be linking that off into our Monk of Tenyi. Now we could use Vashuda to spin a card in the field back to the hand, but we're going to use Gall by the Grave early to banish it because it banishes itself by a cost. So if you did not wait, if you waited with the Call by the Grave, you would have lost the card in the field. Now we got Draco Berserker here. This is interesting. We are going to trigger to banish you, but you're going to trigger to banish me. Okay. But then Grandmaster is going to negate you. Now that Daruma and Book of Moons and Book of Eclipse have become more popular, there's some interesting ruling discussions here on what happens when a card leaves the field after it's negated or flipped face down. If the card is negated and it's flipped face down before the resolution, it's going to resolve, it's not negated. If it leaves the field, it's still negated. Let's go. So you are negated, and we're going to make you leave the field anyway. Burn for 1200, Emergence gets searching for a Longyun. We have not used up our normal summon yet, but the Longyun and Chixiao have already activated, so we're going into our own Baron de Flor is banned, I forgot. So they can't be going into Baron de Flor. They could be making Chang Ying if they wanted, right? Chang Ying is still good. Chang Ying, Psychic and Punisher if they want to make it with a level 4 tuner and the Vashuda or Nashuna. It just like that. What the heck was that? Shathana effect? Ain't no way. Attacked in the Monk, Shathana in the graveyard activated, reborning the Monk, destroying a monster on the fields, and goodbye to the Sinister Sovereign, which we triggered. It was public information. It was right there. All right, let's hop on another one. This is Fictinium with Leerlush Tri-Brigade. Begin. Ashuna special summon. We have no hand trap. We're going into the Monk of Tenyi. Banish Ashuna, summon from the deck, the Adhara. I have a feeling that YouTube's going to be banning Sword Soul after this tournament, right after unbanning it. Adding back the Ashuna with the Adhara. Moyi reveal, summon a token onto the field, making our level 8 synchro. Grandmaster's going to be searching our deck, probably for a Longyun. There it is, randomly drawing into the evenly match. Discard Ashuna, summon itself, making a level 10 synchro. Baron de Flor is negated, so we have the Sinister Sovereign instead. We have a monster negate plus banish a special summon plus banish Tenki. So Tenki could be banished by the Sovereign, stopping the search. Special summoning the Turquoise, special summoning Canary, making our Recital. Zeus is also banned. So what do we do with that? We're going to be banishing the Recital. Recital off the field before it activates to search our deck for a monster here. We're going to follow up Nerval. Nerval banishing from the graveyard. Will it be negated by the Grandmaster? Yes, it will. You're not going to be making a link to play. I do not think so. Oh, what now? Can we follow up Canary? We don't have a card in the graveyard that we could do. We don't have a Leerlust in the grave. But we could use the effect of the Nerval. Nerval searching our deck for a Fractal. Fractal activate and ascend a level 3 or lower beast, wing beast from the deck to the graveyard, which will be the Sparrow. Now we could reborn the Sparrow, locking herself into Xyz only. Now, the Imperm is no good because can't Imperm Canary, and whatever we summon, we can't Imperm because the Sparrow's going to make it untargetable. Activate. Wait, I think that was our only time to Imperm, right? Should we have Impermed that or what? Swallow gets swallowing, special summoning our Nerval, now making the Recital. If he activates the Imperm, it's not going to be targetable. It's going to be a missed Imperm. Don't do it. Oh, geez, he did it. Yeah. The Imperm just got wasted. And that's exactly what Fictinium was hoping you would do. Now, we're going to use the Recital, detach, and search in our deck for a DD Crow. And we still have UDF, right? We could UDF this. Nightingale is going to be equipping from the graveyard, can attack directly, but could not go into a Zeus. No Zeus play. Swing, swing, swing. Are we going to swing Recital in for 3,500 damage reflected? Yes, we are. Not quite lethal. And now we have a Monster Negate, plus our DD Crow. Not using Tanky on purpose because we do not want the Sinister Sovereign. Wait. Why didn't we Tanky? And then he tries to negate it by banishing it, then you negate and take control, right? All right, we have Ecclesia jumping onto the field using up our normal summon, special summoning a Taya. Are we negating Taya? We're not, because if we negate, then the Grandmaster negates. So the Grandmaster is holding down the Utopic Draco Future from being able to negate. Making the Baxia. Baxia is going to force the negate. We're going to draw a card with Sinister Sovereign, attempt to spin back the Utopic Draco Future. Could we have Chainlink block this? Right? If you summon, you can. Optional. On summon, this is optional. So Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, block the spin. But I mean, we're going to negate anyway. It does not matter. Yeah, wow. Victinium, back-to-back champion. It took unbanning Sword Soul. Victinium would like to say to YouTube, for those that banned his Samorg Link, banned his Zeus, and unbanned Sword Soul, you fools! All right, let's keep on going. Imperm negates. You know, one day I'm going to learn what his deck does. Is this even a good Imperm? I don't know. Special summon an Armed Dragon from the hand or deck. That seems like a good Imperm, I'd say. We're going to be triggering the effect of the card being sent to the graveyard, adding a Pile Armed Dragon, discarding a special summon from the hand, our Armed Dragon level 7. Also activating while in the graveyard to grab our Armed Dragon Lightning. We're going to be reborning Return of the Dragon Lords, activating it to come back onto the field, Armed Dragon level 7. We're going to be, what the heck is that? Whoa, I don't remember you ever summoning this. Armed Dragon level 10. If this card was special summoned by the effect of an Armed Dragon, it gains the following effects based on its attack. +1, it becomes Armed Dragon level 10. +10, control cannot switch, cannot be destroyed by battle. And once per opponent's turn, you could send one card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one card on the field and destroy it, and then gain 1,000 attack. And what happens if it's 10,000 attack? Once per turn, you could destroy all other cards on the field. Can we get it to 10,000 attack? We're going to be following up with Armed Dragon Lightning, using the Pile Armed Dragon, activating, sending from the deck to the graveyard in Armed Dragon level 3. We're now going to be drawing randomly into the... Whoa, we're going Nibiru'd. Get Nibiru'd, Nibiru'ing the entire field just like that. And damn, Armed Dragon level 10 is now gone. Okay, all that just to get Nibiru'd. Is Nibiru bannable in a perfect ban list? Should people be allowed to summon more than 5 times? I don't know. We're going to be long. I'd say Nibiru is a good card to have in the perfect ban list. I'd say so. Chang Ying is going to be here. Anytime a card is banished, we're going to banish a card on the field and in the graveyard, which we're going to do right now. Goodbye to the token, goodbye to the graveyard. And just like that, we have 8,000 damage on the field. Grandmaster is here, searching our deck. Taya sending from the deck to the graveyard a Worm Monster. Heartbreaker. This is unfortunately the end. Sending the Abyss Dragon Sword Soul. Doesn't this have an animation? I don't even know. Lethal damage as we now hop into the next round. Starting off with the Foxy. Foxy is going to be able to discard a card to reborn itself from the graveyard if we have a face-up spell or trap on the field. Gazelle being triggered from a Salamangreat being sent to the graveyard. It will then activate, sending a Salamangreat card from the deck to the graveyard. Ash is going to be negating. I do not think so, and I do think that negating the Gazelle is a good negate. It gets you access to the counter trap, which can negate anything or pop up to multiple cards in the field. We're going to be discarding the Spinny, reborning the Foxy. Now we're going to reborn the Spinny because we control a Salamangreat, making the Splash Mage. Splash Mage is going to be going into the draw card every single turn, right? Yes. Decode Talker, Heat Soul, drawing our turn, drawing their turn, drawing the hand traps ideally. We have Effect Veiler already, making the Wolf, and then ending our turn. Wow, that's why it's Salaman decent. We just have Effect Veiler. Draw again, did not draw into a hand trap. We're going to be summoning Ecclesia. Ecclesia because there's an extra deck monster on the field activating to be negated by the Effect Veiler. And we're going to be chain activating Secrets of Dark Magic to go into a Chimera? No. just Ecclesia and Dark Magician to summon the Dark Magicians. The Dark Magicians is here, dodging the effect Veiler, grabbing the Dogmatica Punishment, using the Soul Servant to stack the top card of our deck being a Dark Magical Circle, then drawing that card with the Dark Magician in the graveyard. Now looking at the top 3 cards of our deck, adding a Magician's Salvation to grab an Eternal Soul. Also triggering the Dark Magicians to grab a Magician's Souls to then, was off the top of the deck, did not search it, to then special summon Dark Magician, triggering the Dark Magical Circle, banishing a card in the field. Goodbye to Heat Soul. Now to battle we go. Balinx is going to banish to protect from battle destruction as the Dark Magicians wipes out the Sunlight Wolf. Salvation setting up the Eternal Soul, which could reborn the Dark Magician, which we have another one in the graveyard to then banish with the Dark Magical Circle, which will trigger the Dark Magicians to draw a card. Now Flame Buffalo, is that a good card to banish with your Dark Magical Circle? Well, if we read it, it says that if this face-up card leaves the field, so if you banish it with Dark Magical Circle, it still gets the effect to discard a Cyberse and draw 2. Flame Buffalo, discard in the Jaguar, draw 2, triggering the effect of the Gazelle, summoning itself onto the field, sending from the deck to the graveyard to Spinny, and then I don't know what happened. What? Did you time out? You just surrendered. We are going to be using the incantation to be negated, as it has the ability to add to our hand a ritual monster or ritual spell. But we then have the other incantation we can activate. Triple Tactics Talent Mate, draw 2 instead of looking at the hand. We're going to be following up with a preparation of rites to add a Unicorn. Unicorn negates the effects of face-up monsters summoned from the extra deck. That's interesting. We got Shurit. Now we're going to Small World Bridge out, banishing a Nibiru and the incantation that got negated to grab a Zaborg the Mega Monarch. What the heck does that do? We're going to be sending Herald of Arclight to now be making the Necros of Unicorn, activating the Herald of Arclight to search our deck for a ritual monster that negates the effect of targeting any of our monsters on the field. We're going to incantation, reveal it, special summon the Paniplume, which will be grabbing the Brionica and the graveyard back to the hand. Tribute summoning for the Zaborg Mega Monarch, which is doing what? If this card is tribute summon, target one monster on the field, destroy it. Then if it was a light monster, both players send as many cards as possible from their extra deck to the graveyard, but not more than the original level/rank of that destroyed monster. What the heck are we doing? We're targeting ourselves? You have to send 8 cards from the extra deck to the grave. What? 7 cards left, triggering Herald of Arclight, which is not a hard once per turn, triggering the Farigit to draw a card, then return back. Garura activating to draw a card. So draw 2, return 1, search for 2. What the heck is going on? We got the Necros Mirror, we got the Ben 10, we got the Small World. We're getting rid of Ben 10 to then grab a Tershilla. This is just turn 1. What is going on? What? Blackwing Dragon and Cupid Pitch are banished to make a Blackwing Assault Dragon. Wow. And negate the effects of face-up monsters in the field that were summoned from the extra deck. So it's negated. It's just 3,200. Okay. Right, there is Mir chaining the Droplet to negate the Unicorn from negating the Blackwing Assault Dragon. Are you now in trouble from Blackwing Assault Dragon, which is now going to be burning you for 700 damage every time you activate a monster effect? Yes. Discard, summon, and then burn. Should we have waited? I don't know if it was a good idea to negate this early. We're now going to be grabbing the Griffin Rider, which could special summon itself onto the field and negate anything. We have the Draco back equipping onto the token, which could spin back the Assault Dragon, which could be negated by the Sarvis, which we knew was in the hand. You target my monster, I negate. Only if they target a monster. Griffin Rider summon itself onto the field, ready to negate anything, burning for another 700, make him the Cherubini, which if activated will burn for another 700. Now, there's a secret effect of the Blackwing Assault Dragon, which I'm not sure if he knows about. If it gets 4 counters, it can remove them to destroy the entire field. It's got 4 counters, but there is a Griffin Rider to negate the full field destruction. Come forth, Rusty. Rusty is going to be sending from the deck to the graveyard a Phantom Knight card, plus setting up a Phantom Knight Fogblade, which will negate a monster on the field. And we are going to be taking out the Unicorn. Are we going to be forcing the negate of the Griffin Rider? No, we are not. Now, can you Fogblade this? Let's read this. It states that you are going to be tributing this card so it dodges the Fogblade but gets negated by the Griffin Rider unless we could take out the token or force out the Griffin negate through something else. Let's go, let's go. It's only during the opponent's turn also, so it doesn't work anymore. We're going to be using the Fossil Warrior Skull Knight to banish it from the graveyard, which was sent to the graveyard through the effect earlier to destroy the Griffin, forcing its negate, burning for another 700. We also have the Skull Wagon. So the effect of sending 8 cards to the graveyard, we now are using those effects right now. Popping a back row, popping a monster. This is insanity. Brionic is being discarded, searching for the Colossalus. Colossalus will be discarded to search our deck for the Necros Cycle. Necros Cycle is being activated to reborn the Brionic, discarding the shirt, I should say, tributing it for the Ritual Summon. Now, Brionic on summon states that you could target up to 2 face-up cards that were summoned from the extra deck, shuffle them into the deck. Goodbye to the Rusty, but the Fog Blade is going to negate. Now, doesn't Trishula have some quick effect here? When a card effect is activated that targets a Necros, you could discard this card to negate the activation. So we could have negated it, but we're going to summon the Trishula instead. On summon, banish 3 cards, 1 from the hand, field, and graveyard. It just like that, we are surrendering to Necros. That was absolutely insane. Sending the 8 cards from the extra deck to the graveyard, drawing 4 cards / searching, and also popping a back row, popping a monster, summoning the Assault Wing Dragon off of it. I loved it. Dolphin is going to be looking at the hand, popping the Chaos Witch, but it was too large to pop, so it stays in the hand. The Dolphin's good for taking out an Ash Blossom. That's pretty much what it does. We got Joker Knight searching for a Sublimination Knight to now make an Isold. Isold is not banned. Are you out of your mind? Searching for a warrior that cannot be summoned this turn, sending equip card. Whoa, that's a lot of equip cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To what? Summon a level 7? What is this? Holy moly! Great Shogun Shion! This card states that your opponent can only activate 1 spell or trap card each turn. That's it. Straight up, only 1 spell and trap card, and for some reason is playing Dark Core? What? Okay. Joker's Knight during the end phase activating, targeting the King's Knight to then get banished by the Druid Swarm. What we were doing is we were going to add the Joker's Knight back to the hand. Okay, we're not going to do that now. We're going to Makanko Promise special summon our Makanko Hugh Lee. What is this? You can only activate 1 spell or trap card per turn, and now we have the Metal Silver Knight, which states, as long as you control the monster equipped to this card, your opponent cannot use the effect of a spell trap or effect monster that targets 1 monster except the equipped monster, and the equipped monster with an equipped card in the field states that your opponent cannot target your Makanko cards. What? Yeah. So you can only target the Hugh Lee, but you can't target the Hugh Lee, and you can only activate 1 spell or trap, so you can't use the Dark Core. And you can't even use cards that target your own monsters if it's part of your effects. Let's say you want to use Striker Dragon to pop yourself or Rocket Tracer to pop one of your own cards. You can't. You can only target the Hugh Lee, which you can't target. So what do? You add Raigeki but can't use Raigeki. You can't. Oh, now you can do it. Kaiju. Raigeki wiping out the field after taking out the Shien. And now everything's fine. We could target whatever we want. We could activate more than we want. We're going to be summoning our Chaos Witch to summon a double token to now make a Chaos Angel. The tokens are dark, and the Druid Swarm is dark, so we are affected by monster effects. If we just Chaos Witched, oh, she's dark and summons dark, okay. We're going to be adding back the Isold back into the extra deck with the effect of the Joker's Knight to then add itself back to the hand. We now have the Neospace Connector tributing itself to then summon from the graveyard our Dolphin. Gearfried banishing an equip card to summon itself onto the field here. Dolphin is going to be discarding a Joker Knight, looking at the hand, taking out the Collapse Serpent, burning for 500. Gearfried on the attack, affecting the effectable Chaos Angel, equipping it onto the Gearfried. A Joker Knight continually recycling cards back into the deck to then add back to the hand. What is this deck? Dark Core discarding a card to take out the Gearfried. Goodbye to the Gearfried. Gearfried had a negate, right? The negate is only if a monster effect is activated can you negate. We have Flint Fire Lady, special summoning if we control a warrior. Sublimation Knight is equipping the Squeak Knight, which then summons itself onto the field. Resummoning the Isold to add a warrior that cannot be summoned, but then we could send equip cards from the deck to the graveyard to summon a level 1. Level 1 Fire Flint Lady, why not? Making Masquerina. Now, with the Masquerina, are we making an Avermax? Yes, we are. Untargetable, indestructible, Avermax. You cannot target other monsters for attacks, and it gets boosted when attacking against a special summon monster. Okay, what could Rain top deck into? Core of Chaos is actually activatable here. Banishing from the graveyard to summon itself, and then we are summoning tokens. Triple tuner, that's not good. 2/2/2, tuna. Okay. Special summoning our Renaud, adding back the Gearfried back to the hand, equipping the water equip onto the Core of Chaos, returning it back to the hand, but it gets banished when it leaves the field to summon the Ha-Ray. Now banishing an equip card to summon our Gearfried, tributing for the Joker Knight, and then making an Emperor Charles. Charles is here as we reborn with the Makanko Dance equipping onto the Ha-Ray. And the Charles states that if an equip card becomes equipped onto a monster on the field, I thought it had to be equipped onto itself, but any monster, it then pops a card on the field. Okay, and just like that, what is this? I need the deck list. That's crazy. Equip deck. We are in the top 4 of the perfect ban list. These are the top 4 decks that you should really consider for potentially restricting and or banning or making them more balanced, or maybe they're just okay. Is Dino okay? I think they're probably okay, but is Sword Soul okay? You are the ones that unban them. Let's go. Dino's going first. Ash is going to negate Fossil Dig. If I'm playing against Dinos, I like to save Ash for the effect of the Miscellaneous Source, Banish from the Grave. What do you think about that? We are going to call by the Grave, Finger the Ash, negate, and just like that, there is no more hand traps left. We also have Triple Tactics Talent to look at the hand if we want, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Look at the hand, spin a card back in the deck, goodbye to Ashuna to weaken their turn 2 follow-up play. Banned in the TCG, banned in the OCG. Elf could reborn the baby to pop it again if you want to. Borreload Savage Dragon, which will be our Omni Negate. Untargetable, equipping the Scrap Wyvern. Now we are going to be making Dulka, the double monster negate, plus our Omni Negate, plus our Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Yes, which will be flip the whole field face down, which could summon a Pankratops to then pop a card in the field. So that's about 4 to 5 disruptions. RP Feather Duster, which does not take away the disruption of Borreload, just its attack. The shoot a special summon, Dulka negate. We got 4 more disruptions, 3 to 4. Negate. And destroy if we have a non-effective monster on the field. Flip it down. Is this the Pankratops? Call by the Grave is going to be fingering the Petite. No Pankratops for you. We're going to reborn it. Dodging the finger. Just like that. So I do think we're going to get the Pankratops out, yes? Pankratops. Where is it? Now, Pankratops, Borreload, Dulka. Negate, pop it, mate. Take it out. And just like that, Dinos defeating Sword Soul. Was this too broken or what? Absolute insanity. Do we need to ban Elf, maybe? I don't even know. Just like that, Soyin is advancing to the grand finale of the perfect ban list. All right. That was something. Makanko going first, which is not ideal. Searching for the Ohime, which will then be searching for a Ha-Ray. Ha-Ray, if equipped to the card, will be searching for another equip card, equipping the water. And we're going to be grabbing from the deck the Purification Dance, which is an interesting one. We are going to be special summoning from the deck Hugh Lee, activating to grab a Makanko Promise. Makanko Promise will special summon a Makanko, and what else it does? Equip it with an equip card from your hand or graveyard. Okay. Special summoning the Ohime with the Ceremony sending from the deck to the graveyard a Rondo. Now, what are the disruptions here? Let's talk about that as we set up a big welcome Labyrinth. Activating the Perform Pal Rainbow to put itself into the back row. Is this doing anything? It states that each player applies one of these effects based on the number of set cards in their spell and trap zone. If they have 0, all monsters they control cannot activate their effects nor attack. If they have 4+, the attack of their monsters become double. So you always have to have a set card. and the Promise that needs to stay there. We'll special summon a Makanko from hand or deck, then equip a card from the graveyard or the hand. That will be Disruption with the Purification. So if we equip the Purification onto that monster, it states that if an opponent special summons a monster, we could target that monster and then return it back to the hand. So that's a disruption right there. We also have Rondo. Rondo with the Ohime. Ohime targets the Rondo, but doesn't target the monster for non-targeting. Take control of a monster that is double disruption, and our field's untargetable, and can't be destroyed by battle, and can't be destroyed by card effects. Equipping the Purification or another disruption. We have the quick effect to target a monster and take control of it. So what do we do here? Return back the Ariana, triggering the Chandelier to add back to the hand here. Summoning Ariana to search our deck for the Labyrinth. Droll and Lockbird, locking you out of adding any more cards from the deck to the hand. Now with the Chandelier, we're going to be discarding to set up a big Welcome Labyrinth and ending our turn. Ohime is back to the hand. We no longer could take control. The Promise was already... we still have this effect, though. And we can't target the Lady to spin it back because it's untargetable. We're going to Ohime, search our deck for the Ceremony, which could special summon the Ohime, discarding the Hare. Now, the Ceremony could get a Makanko Dance in the deck to the graveyard to reborn the Hare. I think that's what we're going to do here. Sending the Makanko Dance, as I said. Now, even though the Lady's untargetable, we could take control of it, but we actually can't activate any of our monster effects due to the Rainbow. Now, even though we cannot activate our effects, it does not mean we are negated, and we have Reflect 29, Reflect 29, Reflect 29, and we are completely untargetable from the impermanence, negating our Reflect 2900 damage. So we're going to be using the Big Welcome, chaining to the Big Welcome to set a trap from the deck to the from the deck to face down, that is. Daruma. We could non-target flip the whole field face down, but it's not activatable unless we get a clock to the hand. Clock. Summoning the clock, add the clock, activate the clock, then flip the whole field face down. We're going to target Ohime and target the Ariana to spin back to the hand. Chandelier, because a monster left the field from a trap, add back to the hand. This duel is far from over. Chandelier, come to me. Clock, get discarding. Discard. Now Daruma's activatable. Not going to even attack. We are going to set the Psy Reflector, setting up a Welcome Labyrinth here. Why didn't we declare an attack to force out the Daruma? Clock adding back to... Wait, we can't attack because we have no set cards, but now we have a set card, so we went to battle phase and we couldn't even attack because we can't activate and we cannot attack. Huh? Okay. A false battle phase. Summoning the Ariana, searching for the Big Welcome. Activating Welcome Labyrinth. With the Labyrinth is non-target destruction of a card in the field, which the Makankos equipped with a card cannot be destroyed, but we can destroy the back row. Destroy the back row. Goodbye to Purification Dance before it activates to spin a card back. And then we have the Clock, so we can activate a newly set card. Big Welcome Labyrinth is going to surely summon the Lovely for another non-target destruction, as we can't target any of the Makankos, but we could destroy the Makanko Dance. Thus, we then become targetable. Torby is summoning, Chandelier adding back. We can now make a Chaos Angel to banish a card in the field. Uh-oh. So we get rid of the Makanko Dance, then you become targetable. Took out the Psy Reflector instead. The set card making it so these cards cannot be... There's nothing to target. You can't target. Well, you're banishing your own card right now. What are you banishing? Huh? Whoops. Get rid of impermanence. Activate the Lovely. Reset. Oh, no, we did it on purpose. We want to set up a Big Welcome, okay? We got double attack. Holy moly. That's a huge Lovely. This card is insane. It's sad that a lot of people are not playing this. It's going to Ritual Summon your Ohime, and then what happens is you are going to apply the effect of destroy cards on the field up to the number of equipped cards with different names in your graveyard, non-target destruction, then deal 1,000 damage for each card destroyed. We're going to chain Welcome Labyrinth. Chaining Dragon's Prison to take the Psy Reflector. Okay. So what is happening here? How many equipped cards do we have in the grave? We're going to count it once we summon. Did this resolve yet? Oh, we didn't have a valid ritual summon because we only have level 3 and this is level 6. Damn. Okay. That worked out very well. Okay, that was interesting. Ariana and the Nini got banished because, wow. What the heck happened there? Damn. Our ritual summon got whiffed. We special summoned the Psy Reflector. We banished Makonko. She's psychic. Oh my Jesus. Julia's psychic with the Psy Reflector. And then the resolution of the Welcome Labyrinth destroyed the Nini with no equip card. It wasn't indestructible by card effect. And then our ritual spell had not enough cards to tribute to summon, which would have then wiped out nearly the entire field. Wow. This puts Labyrinth versus Dinos in the grand finale. Let's go. Welcome to the grand finale of the perfect ban list. After YouTube and Twitch coming together as one, banning a bunch of cards, limiting cards, unbanning Sword Soul. Sword Soul did not make it to the grand finale. Instead, we have Labyrinth versus Dinos. I don't know how Dinos just started becoming good. Well, what did you all do? What did you change? Get ready. Hajime. Lord of the Heavenly Prison is going to be protecting our back row from being destroyed. Let's go. What is this? The Rainbow Magician. What the heck? If you have 0 set cards, you cannot declare an attack and your monsters cannot activate their effects. That's a big issue. But if you have 4 set back row, all of your monsters get double their attack. Let's go. Our back row can't be destroyed. We have to set before we want to make plays with our monsters. Adding Ash. Okay. Wow. Ooh, oh my Jesus. We added the main counter to Big Welcome. But we have Psalm Strike to negate the Ash, but we probably want Psalm Strike to negate something like a Miscellaneous in the graveyard instead. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, no, not this one. I think you want to negate Miscellaneous Banishing, not the effect to go to the no. Oh, geez. Huh? I guess you're going to negate with Imperm. Is that really worth it? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Negating being unaffected. I guess you could now Lovely and Imperm, so you're gonna Imperm this, right? Maybe this is actually a good idea. Maybe it works. Maybe it works. Negate, you're not unaffected because the Miscellaneous was negated from making you unaffected. Summoning the Archosaur, grabbing the pill. Okay. Should we have negated the Archosaur instead of the Oviraptor, though? Oviraptor technically could have grabbed another Miscellaneous to make you unaffected, but I don't think you do that. You'd grab a baby, then you'd pop the baby with the Archosaur, but you negate the Archosaur, then the baby doesn't get popped, and then I think you win. Secure Gardna to get the Link Rebo in the graveyard, so now we can banish a dinosaur and a non-dinosaur, as you can see right there. And that is the ultimate Conductor Tyranno. We're going to Big Welcome Labyrinth, which we knew he added the Ash Blossom, but it gets it in the graveyard now, so it's activatable in the grave during the next turn at least. That is something. 1k to the face. Okay. If we activate this Welcome Labyrinth, we cannot activate our monster effects. That's a problem. We also can't attack. Okay, we're gonna have to set the Terror, then Welcome Labyrinth. But then we're gonna have to deal with Impermanence. Also getting flipped face down. Activate Big Welcome. Does he have to destroy himself? You could destroy one monster in your hand or on the field, and if you do, you're gonna destroy yourself now. This card is not yet. Oh my Jesus, that worked out amazing. Boop. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno killing itself due to no other monster having for destruction. Whiffed it on top decking a Small World. Wow, it's actually working for Labyrinth. We now got the Clock, which is, I guess it could make the Welcome Labyrinth usable if it weren't for us getting negated right now. If we summon the Clock and we link, it's no good. We don't have the Muckraker to discard a card for our Clock in our link summon, so we're just gonna wait. Scrap Chimera. What does this Small World into? He may not even know. And we're just randomly doing it to get lucky. Did we know that Oviraptor was going to our hand? What? Huh? Oh, ah. If you don't have the back row set, you can't activate the Oviraptor. Okay. Okay. All right. Oviraptor can't be activated. Interesting. Oh, no! It's negated! I can activate! It's negated! Oh, we got outplayed! Oh, no! Oh, no, it backfired. Imperm column negates. Ain't no way. We're getting full comboed now. Oh, no. It was almost the perfect play. Almost. So the chat said 10,000 IQ, and then, never mind. Oh my gosh. Again, we have the Performapal 5 Rainbow Magician that got impermed for game 1. Let's do it. All right, no hand traps we have to deal with, but the triple tactic thrust being something that we may be tricked into triggering. Could that be grabbing a Harpy Feather Duster? If we keep Lord of Heavenly Prison in the hand, then our back row can't be destroyed anyway. This will be interesting. We have Big Welcome being activatable right away thanks to the Coup Clock. Return back to Ariana, triggering the lovely Papa. If you pop the baby, I swear. Oh no. Baby could get popped here. 20% chance. Is this even safe to do? What happens if baby gets popped? Do we lose? It's gonna happen. Okay. Misk in the grave. Okay, you know, it didn't really matter. I guess they can't make their monsters unaffected now, so maybe that is actually something. All right. Wait, shouldn't have you had this already? Oh, wait, okay, only if they control. All right, hand can still activate. Chandelier, discarding, setting up the Welcome Labyrinth. The clock is going to be making activatable. I mean, should we have not clock, then activate Chandelier, then add back the clock or summon it? So I think we missed out on that, potentially. If that's what we wanted to do. We need that set card in order to activate the Archosaur. Okay. Pop in the baby. Baby activate. Come forth and summon. Mist is going to make us unaffected from activated effects. Link Karibo. I'm surprised we're not trying to pop that back row, but, you know, it's risky because then, you know, they could have new sets. All right. Vanishing. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. This is non-target flip the field face down. We're taking it. Oh, this is not activatable. If you set the card with the effect of Lovely, Lovely states that it cannot be activated unless you control a fiend-type monster. Lord of Heavenly Prison's a rock. Oh my gosh. We can't use the Big Welcome. And I think that's going to make us lose. Oh my gosh. Barkion. You don't know what this does? Trap cards, if activated, you banish 2 cards from the grave, negate the activation, and destroy. It's Jinzo. We got 7 cards on the grave. That's it. I scooped. I'm out of here. I'm out. Well, I don't think anything was broken from Dinos. I think that Dinos just played well, did well, and won the whole tournament because of it. I miss him. Thank you very much. You also played well in the tournament, making it all the way to the grand finale with Labyrinth. Are you going to get the Rainbow Magician restricted or banned? Possibly, maybe. Let's hop on the deck list. Top 4 of the perfect ban list. Look out for cards that we potentially want to be banning, restricting, like the entire Sword Soul deck possibly. What do you think? There's no Baron to 4, which does reduce the power. There's no Pot of Desires, reduce the power. There's no Protos, so the power is reduced. What do you think? Is the deck okay to have? There's only 1 in the top 4. Maybe it actually is okay and would be a part of a perfect banless meta. As long as not everyone's playing it, and there was quite a few. It's probably the most popular deck that was in the event today. You tell me. Let's hop into the other top 4. We have Micombo. Makonko Combo I don't even know what to say about this deck besides I'm going to be copying it and playing it. Okay, good job, Kaori. I think everything here is fine. Maybe the Colossus is not fine. If anything were to not be fine. But otherwise, all right, good job. Makonko, a good turn 2 deck, and I don't even know where to start with this deck. Makombo, second place. Labyrinth. This is controversial that Labyrinth is even existing in a perfect banless meta. Well, Eradicator and Dimensional Barrier are both banned. So maybe the deck is okay, and if you didn't know, it's been legal for every other perfect banless tournament, and no one's really been doing that well until now, where it got second place. Now, what's potentially not okay, and I don't see any other people really using it, it's the Rainbow Magician. This is potentially a floodgate that we may be wanting to restrict. In a lot of instances, it's making it so the opponent can't activate any of their monster effects or even attack. So if they set a back row, I guess the deck is going to be using Lovely Labyrinth to pop the back row, Labyrinth to pop the back row. I guess those are the main ways. Or maybe even Dogmatic Punishment, send an end Tisk, then pop the back row that they're setting in order to activate their effects. I don't really know how impactful this card was for them getting into the top 2 with it, but you tell me. Maybe you want to wait another tournament, see if it gets into more play before we do something. Otherwise, good job, Labyrinth. First place, Dinos. Dinos defeating Sword Soul, defeating Labyrinth, having the 5 Magician Wonder Rainbow in both of the games. Very well done here. Even whipping out the Naturia Barkion. Oh my. So we got Goddess sneaking up into the deck list here. Now let's zoom in a little bit. And yeah, I don't see anything too broken. Triple Oviraptor, triple Miscellaneous. That's just the way. It's a clean deck, and it's inspiring me to want to play the deck on the ladder. All right. Good job, Dinos. Thank you, Escanor. Escanor, you are the perfect banlist champion. Don't forget to suggest and upvote the comments of what you think should be done to the ban list as we can continue to perfect the perfect ban list. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and all that good stuff. We are out.